Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about 5 things that you need to know before starting on Poshmark. So I've been reselling on Poshmark for a while, and there are a lot of things that I wish I had known before I started. I think that it really just would have helped me get my closet up and running a little bit quicker than it actually did. So that's why I created this YouTube channel and am making this video, so that people who are getting started on Poshmark will know some very valuable information and stuff that you might not even think about when you're starting your closet. So again, I have 5 things that you need to know, and I'm just gonna get right to it. All right, my first thing that you need to know is that trial and error is necessary for growth. So even for me, Poshmark is still a learn as you go platform. You might make mistakes with certain brands you buy or certain categories of clothing or shoes that you buy. But in that process, you will also find brands that work really well for you. So I think this is really evident with bread and butter brands. And by bread and butter, I mean a lot of mall brands like American Eagle or J. Crew or Gap, and so many others. Just a lot of brands that you might only get $10 to maybe $30 profit on your typical item. So obviously selling one of these brands every once in a while isn't gonna bring a lot of profit, but if you could sell a lot of them very frequently, then those small sales definitely add up. So an example of a bread and butter brand and category that I learned does not work for me and also doesn't work for a lot of people on Poshmark is a lot of career wear, specifically brands like J. Crew and Banana Republic. Even though those are really good selling brands on Poshmark, you have to know the type of pieces and you have to check comps that are gonna sell really well. So when I first started thrifting, I picked up a couple of business casual tops. They were from Banana Republic and J. Crew, just polyester material, nothing too special and nothing that a lot of people are looking for to buy online. They were a couple dollars each, but they have gotten 0 traffic in my closet. And after that, I really got into watching resellers on YouTube, and I discovered that career wear is just a tough category to sell on Poshmark. But with that trial and error process, I also figured out some really good bread and butter brands that work for me. So 2 specific brands and a category that works really well for me are American Eagle jeans and Gap jeans. So these are pieces that I might only get $15 to $25 for, but I know that they are going to sell. I have sold several of American Eagle and Gap jeans, and I also know that if my cost of goods are low enough and they sit for a while on Poshmark, I can just send them into Plato's Closet and they will also accept those brands. So trial and error, definitely necessary at the beginning when you are growing your closet. All right, the second thing that you need to know before starting your Poshmark closet is that this is an up and down job. So this is definitely more catered to people who want to be part-time or full-time resellers. I am personally part-time. So if you are just doing this as a closet clear-out method or maybe just a passive income that you don't want to put a lot of time into, then you can disregard this point. But for aspiring part-time and full-time resellers, it is an up and down job. Sales might be sporadic. Summer slowdown is a real thing. And if you are frequently sharing and listing, do not beat yourself up if the sales don't always show. Sometimes people have slow days, slow weeks, slow months. I personally experienced a very slow September. I do not know why, because August was awesome for me and October has been great for me so far. But for some reason, I went multiple days without getting a sale in September, and I was definitely getting down on myself, but you always end up getting one of those really good sales that you're going to be so proud of. So you definitely have to be prepared for periods of time where you're not going to get a lot of traffic and you might not get a lot of money. Some weeks you might make sales overnight, you might get a sale for $100, but then the next one, you might only get a couple of those bread and butter sales. And again, you just cannot beat yourself up for it. When I first started researching a lot of prominent resellers on YouTube, I went to their Poshmark closet and I actually checked sold comps. I originally did this because I wanted to see what brands were selling really well for them. But what I ended up seeing is that they also have those up and down days. Sometimes they might go a couple days without getting a sale, and they are people who are very popular, who are very successful. It's really just a part of working for yourself. It's just going to be very up and down, but I truly believe that if you stay consistent with actively listing and actively sharing, even when your closet is not getting a lot of traffic, you need to keep doing those 2 and you will reap the benefits. That leads me to the third thing you need to know, which is that being active on the app is so important. So again, list frequently. And when those items do not sell after a few months, relist them. You can do this by using the copy listing feature on Poshmark. It is very simple. It is not time consuming at all. I do not keep track of these specific dates that I list items, but I usually have a good hunch when an item has been sitting for a few months, and then I just immediately go and relist it. Also, to be active on the app, even if you do not have a lot of inventory, make sure that you are sharing your closet. Obviously, if you have a lot of inventory, you still need to share, but it is so important if you don't have a lot of items. Let's just say you have 40 or 50 items. You're just trying to clear out your closet to get some money to start sourcing inventory. It might take 1 or 2 minutes to share all those items. So you should definitely be doing that frequently. Also, another note about relisting items, I do that when I am feeling especially lazy and do not want to photograph items, or if my inventory is running a little bit low. So I know that even if I'm not listing that day, at least I am relisting old items. And you could totally tell the difference with the traffic in your closet once you start relisting. My fourth point is that you need to track your inventory if you are going to be a part-time or full-time reseller on Poshmark. So first of all, you need to do this for your taxes. If you make more than $600 on Poshmark, you will have to file for taxes. I will be doing that this year. So Poshmark tracks your earnings, which is so nice of them to do. I love being able to go in the app whenever I want and just see my earnings. But one thing Poshmark obviously does not do is track your cost of goods. I don't know about other people, but I only track my cost of goods for inventory because I use the free USPS shipping supplies. But you definitely need to be keeping track of each individual item, how much it costs, and how much you made off of it. So at the beginning, I made the mistake of not having a very good system for keeping track of my inventory. The places that I sourced at always had set prices, so I always had a good idea of how much everything cost, but I constantly forgot to log each individual item. So I'm currently in the process of going through first all of my sold items and tracking how much profit I actually made, and I will eventually hit all of my other inventory that I've purchased. So again, tracking your inventory is important not only for taxes, but also if you want to be part-time or full-time and have Poshmark as a legitimate income. Before I get to my final point, I want to jump in here real quick and ask that you all consider subscribing to my channel. I had a goal to hit 100 subscribers by the end of 2021, and I'm currently at 97, and it's only October. So if you're one of those 97 subscribers, I really appreciate you helping get my channel started and growing. And if you're watching this and want to see more reseller content like this, anything from videos like this with Poshmark tips, ThredUp unboxings, thrift hauls, and any other reseller content you could think of or suggest, I hope that you consider subscribing to me. All right, now let's get to my fifth and final point, which is that Poshmark is time consuming, but 100% worth it. So yes, taking photographs can suck. Sharing your closet multiple times a day can suck. But if you're able to develop a schedule where you don't burn out, these little and tedious tasks can almost become effortless. So a personal example, instead of photographing listings every single day and kind of posting them one by one, I prefer to start 1 or 2 days of my week with photographing a ton of inventory. And with these photographs, I simply create drafts and I will post a couple of those every single day. So this way I will have multiple listings kind of just in my back pocket in that Poshmark draft section, but I don't have to photograph every single day. Another point is Poshmark is a lot different than other selling platforms. It's definitely more of a social app. I know that communicating with buyers or potential buyers can be time consuming, but I personally think that it's worth it and I've seen a lot of benefits from it. I have a recent example from a communication with a buyer. So I saw in my email that someone had sent an offer for these Kelly and Katie leopard print wedges. I recently got them in a ThredUp unboxing, which I will link below. It was an amazing box. But once I saw that email, I immediately went to the app just to see how much this person had offered. And when I saw it, it said they had offered $35, but then they canceled it a couple minutes later. So originally I thought, okay, whatever, I'll just let it go, not contact her. But then I decided that I would reach out to her and just let her know that I would have accepted it because I do accept reasonable offers. And I told her if she has any concerns or wants to negotiate anything else, that she is totally welcome to reach out. So she responded and said that she was getting these as a gift for somebody else and she had basically found the wrong size. So that is why she canceled the offer. So I told her, all right, thank you for getting back with me. Good luck in finding the shoes. Fast forward to the next morning and I see that she had offered $35 again. I thought maybe this is a mistake. Maybe this person doesn't know how Poshmark works. But I decided to go to the bundle that I created with this person, and they reached out and said they actually decided to purchase these shoes for themselves. So I obviously accepted. These were shoes that I had listed for $45. Again, they were Kelly and Katie, not exactly a Bolo brand. So for me to get $35 from those, I was very happy. But I think that the communication with that buyer really helped get the sale, because I let the buyer know that I would accept a $35 offer. Had I just not reached out to that buyer, they probably would have forgotten about those shoes or maybe gone and bought a different pair from another person. So definitely communicate with your buyers. I think the best thing to let them know is that you will accept offers and that you're willing to negotiate. Poshmark is a big reselling platform. A lot of people on there, like myself and a lot of you who are watching this, source items that are at a very low cost of goods. And so you have to be willing to negotiate. That is one of the biggest parts of the Poshmark platform, is that you can offer and counter offer. You can't expect every single person to buy your stuff at full price. So you definitely need to be willing to negotiate. And oftentimes with that negotiation comes actually exchanging messages within a bundle with that potential buyer. So definitely make time for that. All right, that is it for this video. To recap, I had 5 main points that you need to know before starting on Poshmark. Number 1, trial and error is necessary for growth. Number 2, this is an up and down job. Number 3, you need to be active on the app. Number 4, tracking your inventory is very important. And number 5, Poshmark is time consuming, but it is definitely worth it. So thank you all for tuning in and watching this video. Feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn the notifications on so you can see when I post. Sorry for my dog. He was quiet this entire time and decided to bark right at the end. I appreciate all of you who are here, and I will see you for the next video.